We are joined now by Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell of Michigan. Congresswoman, my condolences to you and to your community. Thank you for being here on what is just a tragic day for our entire nation.
Thank you, Krista. And it is. It's the 67th shooting this year. When's enough?
Yeah, well, take us back to last night if you can. I know it's painful, but when you first learned about this shooting, yet another shooting on a school campus, what went through your head? What was in your heart?
Well, the first thing you worry about is, while I represent the University of Michigan, I have staff that lives in East Lansing. I have kids that have worked for me that went there. You're scared for everybody. You wonder if somebody you wonder if they're safe. You just have the human reaction of, oh my God, here we go again. And then I was up all night talking to people. My district director lived a block from where the assailant shot and killed himself. He had to hide in place. And it's, again, and I am not, while I do obviously have prayers and thoughts with the family, I'm not going to say it because today's the 5th anniversary of Parkland. When are we going to do something so this is not a way of life for our kids? And it's not, I thought 5 years ago, okay, the kids will get the change. Well, the kids are going to have to bring about the change because we keep talking and nothing happens.
I do want to follow up with you on that very point, Congresswoman, because in the wake of the Uvalde school shooting, there was some measured gun legislation. President Biden referenced it today in his remarks that was passed. And I guess the question is, did Congress miss an opportunity to do more? There's criticism that the background checks are not strong enough, that the suggestion that states enact red flag laws just don't have enough teeth. What more do you want to see happen?
Well, I actually would like to see red flag laws. You know, I've debated talking about this today, but I've listened to the father of the assailant, the man that killed these kids again, and how did he have access to guns? We have a mental health crisis in this country, and we've made it difficult for people to get mental health. But I had a father who needed help. He shouldn't have had those guns. And you can't get help for people. You cannot keep guns out of the hands of those that should not have them. And, you know, I've talked more about it in recent years, but I had to go find out myself. My father was a convicted felon, but he still had those guns. How are we going to address the issue of sick people not having guns? Can't we agree on that?
Well, and I appreciate your bringing your personal perspective to this. And I guess that does raise the question, is there a law that would have prevented this shooter from getting this gun? Is this about not doing a good enough job enforcing the law that was on the books? Because he did have a record, and by that account should not have had access to any weapon.
We don't have the facts. We don't know how he got the gun, where he got it from. He should not have had the gun. That is an example of. But his father knew his son had a problem. The neighbors knew he was shooting into the backyard. We've got to have, that's a red flag law to me. If you people don't want to pass these red flag laws. Law enforcement, we need to protect due process. I get all of that, but you know what? Those kids need due process. People that are living near people that have guns that shouldn't need to have due process as well.
Congresswoman, what do you want to see from President Biden? He has, in the State of the Union address, we heard him again call for the assault weapons ban, something that there just aren't enough votes for. How should he be using his bully pulpit? And are you satisfied with what you've seen from him on this?
Well, first of all, I've known Joe Biden a long time, and I was there in the 90s. My husband was a very complicated man, voted for the gun bill, but resigned from the NRA board. I'm going to be blunt. This is an issue that's very personal and one I've studied a lot. We got to help him. President Biden can talk all he wants, but we in the Congress and we in state legislature have to find a way that our kids' voices are what matters. The president needs to keep pushing, but he's got to have people that are going to be there to also say we need to do something. And I'm begging the kids who are outraged, who are living with this, who shouldn't be living, make your voices heard. Maybe you are the ones that can finally get somebody to say, okay, do something. We don't want to live like this.
All right. Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, I'm going to leave it on that very powerful point. We really appreciate you're joining us on this day after yet another shooting on a school campus. Thank you so much. And again, our condolences to your community.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.